My name is Nat, and my body story is about reclaiming myself. So I should start by saying that I wasn't intending to voice this story at the beginning. But then I said, I don't hear this story often. I don't hear people talking about this. So maybe I should be the one opening up the conversation. So here we are. It was a very much normal day. It was during COVID times. So I was at home and I was scrolling through the internet and I was checking out one interview, and it was about this woman. She was a musician and she was explaining her experience, how she pursued her passion and how she had to escape from her family house and also escape from the cult that she grew up in. And then she gave the name of that cult. And she said, I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. And that was the community that I belonged to. And it shook me. How could she be talking about God in that way? But then it just took me a few hours of internet searching and looking into the psychological facts of what does it actually constitute for a religious community to be described as a cult or as a sect. And I found out that my community very much checked all the boxes from that manipulative perspective. So I have this information and I felt the need to go out and spread that and have this profound moment with the people around me. Like, we should go out of this thing. It's so toxic and it's not what it promotes to be. It doesn't give us that freedom that it says to be giving. So I went out to my family and to my friends and to the people from church that I felt close with, and I voiced my concerns, but I realized that this information that shook me, that made me go out of my box, that gave me that clarity, was an information that scared people. They were scared of me, they were scared of losing the safety net that they had under them. That very safety net that gave them answers to all their questions, that gave them a clarity about the future, that secured them with the environment and the people around them. But I couldn't stay inside that bubble. So I removed myself from that toxic environment and I went out from home. It was hard. I had to find a job or 3 at the same time in order to be able to pay my bills. And I had to build from the beginning the trust to myself, question who I am, question all the people around me, keep questioning if they love me or if this love was as conditional as the love that I found out that I had throughout my whole life. And it led me to many anxieties and to many black holes, and it gave me so much stress that at points I felt like I couldn't even breathe. But it also gave me so much freedom. At the beginning, I couldn't question my sexuality. I couldn't take time for myself because that meant that I will be taking time away from God. I couldn't branch out and meet new people that wouldn't fit in the box of the people that I should be surrounding myself with. So I went out and I did all these things. And I started I started dancing, and I took up photography, and I started sculpting, and I started taking care of my mental health, and I went on to follow my studies, and I found new people that I felt a new sense of community with, because they will love me for who I am and not for what I believed. And I explored my sexuality, and I found new paths, and I met this whole different person that I wouldn't have had if I were to stay in that very position that felt safe at that time. And I guess that's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about freedoms and how those are not given.